Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Seri Amalina binti Hair and my beloved friends. We are from Group 4 will present about freedom of expression. So our group members is firstly me. I am Muhammad Aiman Firas bin Rashidi. My matric number is TIL231305. So next is Nur Alia Maisara binti Muhammad Azwan, Haslina Muhammad Kasbullah, Syafirman Shazwan bin Shamsul Azam, and lastly Nur Fatimah binti Muhammad Ismail. Freedom of expression protected under Article 10 of Malaysian Federal Constitution is important in any democracy, but it comes with a limitation, especially in a diverse society like Malaysia. To manage these boundaries, the government uses legal tools and agencies such as the Film Censorship Board, Lembaga Penapis Filem LPF. This will evaluate the necessity and effectiveness of the LPF, examining how media censorship balance individual rights with national interests.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Noelia Maisara binti Mak Rizwan and my matric number is DIL231 and 328. So, question 1. Evaluate the necessity and effectiveness of a censorship board in a democratic society. To what extent should the state control media content in balancing freedom of expression with societal interests? Context and role of censorship in Malaysia. Malaysia's socio-political environment is unique, with a population comprising Malays, Chinese, Indians, and indigenous groups, each with their own cultural and religious beliefs. The potential for communal tension is a significant concern. Against this backdrop, the Malaysian government has historically emphasized the need for censorship as a mechanism for preventing content that might incite racial or religious discord, promote immoral values, or undermine public order. The Film Censorship Board was established under the Film Censorship Act 2002 and is responsible for evaluating and classifying films before public screening. Content considered offensive or inappropriate is either censored or banned, while the rationale for such oversight is the preservation of harmony. There is growing debate about whether this practice aligns with democratic ideals and whether it has been used excessively to suppress dissent and creative freedom.
Hi, my name is Syafirman Shazwan bin Shamsul Azam. My matric number is DIL231326. Concept of freedom of expression. Freedom of expression is a key human right that allows individuals to share ideas, opinion, and belief through speech, writing, art, media, and digital platform. In Malaysia, Article 10(1)(a) of Federal Constitution guarantees this right to citizens, including symbolic and artistic expression. However, Article 10(2) allows for restriction in the interest of morality, public order, and national security. This freedom extends to political, religious, academic, and online communication, promoting creativity and public participation. Despite its important law like a Sedition Act and Communication and Multimedia Act impose limit, especially on content deemed harmful to national unity. Non-citizens are excluded, raising concern about equality. Ultimately, while freedom of expression is vital, it must be balanced with responsibility to maintain harmony in Malaysia's diverse society. Legal framework governing freedom of expression and censorship. Number 1. Constitutional provision. Article 10 Clause 1 Sub-Clause of the Federal Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to freedom of speech and expression. However, Article 10 Clause 2 provides that Parliament may by law impose restriction on this right in the interest of national security, public order, or morality, and international relations. Number 2. Film Censorship Act 2002. This act grants authority to Film Censorship Board to approve, censor, or prohibit film based on their content. Those criteria for censorship are broadly defined. Filmmakers are required to submit their work for approval before public exhibition. Failure to comply may result in criminal penalties. Number 3, Printing Presses and Publication Act 1984. The Printing Presses and Publication Act requires all print publication to obtain an annual publishing permit. This permit may be revoked at the discretion of the Minister of Home Affairs. And lastly, number 4, Communication and Multimedia Act 1998. The Communication and Multimedia Act regulates digital content. It empowers the Malaysia Communication and Multimedia Commission to act against online content that is considered offensive, seditious, or a threat to national security.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fatima binti Muhammad Ismail. We discuss about the analysis of balance between freedom and social interest. The first point is to preserve the peace. Censorship can serve legitimate purpose in society where certain forms of expression may provoke the violence or unrest. Regulation become a necessary measure to preserve the peace. Second point is protections of society. However, the Malaysia experience demonstrates that censorship often extends beyond the protection of society. Third point is lead to arbitrariness. When regulation is not guided by clear standards or late judicial review, it can lead to arbitrariness. Fourth one is clear public guidelines. To be effective and fair censorship, practice must be based on clear public guidelines. The last one is responsible expressions. Democratic societies should move towards promoting digital literacy and responsible expressions rather than imposing the strict control. Next is limitations of the freedom of expressions. The Federal Constitution of Malaysia guarantees freedom of expressions as a basic right under Article 10(1)(a). Every citizen can freely communicate their ideas, opinions or beliefs without needless hindrance thanks to it. Next is limited to protect national security. National security is the first significant restrictions. Speech that indicates the Federation security may be suppressed by the government. In the case of Fahmi Reza, a political graphic designer name is Fahmi Reza. For the example, was charged under these legislations for spreading insulting material that was judged to be damaging to public order. Then is about the Emergency Ordinance 2021. The government implemented the Emergency Ordinance 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic to punish anyone who disseminates false information about the virus and vaccines. In the conclusion, the social responsibility must be balanced with a freedom of the expressions even if it is crucial for the development of demonstrations. The restrictions are allowed by the Malaysian Constitution to safeguard morality, public order, national security and other people's rights. So therefore, it's order to preserve the peace and harmony in society. The citizen must enjoy their rights to free the speech while being mindful of the legal restrictions in the place. Thank you.
Next is Article Freedom of Speech and Expression in Malaysia, protection under Federal Constitution. Censorship can play a vital role in balancing free speech with public safety, morality and national unity, especially in a diverse country like Malaysia. While Article 10 of the Federal Constitution guarantees freedom of expression, it also allows for certain limits to prevent racial or religious conflict, as seen in events like the May 30, 1969 riots. Censorship helps filter harmful content such as hate speech, pornography, and content offensive to religious belief, particularly given Islam official status under Article 3(1). However, censorship must be applied fairly and transparently. Misuse can suppress dissent and threaten democracy, as critics like Suhakam have warned about overly broad laws like the Sedition Act. For censorship to not hinder democracy, decisions should be reviewable by courts with clear guidelines and independent oversight. Promoting self-regulation bodies like the Communication and Media Content Forum (CMCF) that can also help uphold moral values without excessive government control.
Hi, my name is Saslinda Makaspula. So we have 4 cases example for that question and first is Noah 2040. The Hollywood film Noah was banned in Malaysia because censor said it's dissipate of prophet violating Islamic law. The LPF chairman explicitly state the film Noah is not allowed to be screened to protect the sensitivity and harmony of Malaysia, multiracial and multireligious community. Second is Light Year 2022. The LPF approved it only if all LGBT lifestyle scenes were cut. The distributor refused and the film was pulled out from cinema. According to the LPF, Light Year contain elements promoting the LGBT lifestyle which violate key aspect of the guideline. For the third example is Tiger Strip 2023. Tiger Strip is a coming of age horror about a 12 years old girl. Censored cut scene of a girl with a natural 7 blood on a pad, on her trying on a bra, and other natural behavior. This illustrates how the LPF purview can extend to mundane content. Even a full portrayal of poverty or friendship can be exercised and immortal. Lastly is Mentega Terbang 2023. The Malaysian indie film Mentega Terbang was banned in 2023 under Section 26, cited as a matter of public interest. The film about a Malay Muslim girl questioning religion was condemned by conservative group and led to criminal charge against to filmmakers for wounding religious feelings. Malaysian censored routinely cut or ban content with nudity, LGBT themes, or morality sensitivity topics like sex, alcohol, or religion. Broad guidelines forbid deviant lifestyle or anything that may harm moral value. For the conclusion, freedom of expression must be carefully measured against maintaining social harmony, public moral and national security in democracy like Malaysia. A censorship board should serve as a safeguard that function within established legal restrictions and is governed by responsibility, openness and respect for differing viewpoint rather than as a control machine. Malaysia should work to change its censorship policy in the future by encourage independent oversight, media literacy and open discussion. The country can only maintain freedom of expression and foster a polite, socially conscious community by taking such steps. Thank you.